Hey bitches. I'm just gonna start uploading more to this channel. Kind of do a doji thing, but like a Louise thing. The year of the horse has really prepared. Like we're in April of already the year of the horse 2026. Time is moving so fast already, and it's gonna be picking up. I intuitively feel it, and I think we all feel it because of like the way New Earth is arising in like in the modern day. But I just got a call to speak because I just want to start speaking. I don't know about what, but we're gonna see what comes out. Um, I've been watching a lot of people speak. Leo Skeppy, my tarot babes that I follow on YouTube, and I don't know. I think we're all healing faster, whether it comes like to spiritual discernment or like spiritual bypassing or like the universe making you play out the same things or like play out like I don't know, it's like levels to it. Like, you know, when you play a game and like you've done like a few levels and then you get to like level 5, level 6, level 7. But level 5, 6, 7, they're hard, but like they get less harder because you've already done like 1, 2, 3, 4, and that could be like the foundations, but you're like more equipped to deal with like the higher it goes. It's kind of like, okay, in Kung Fu Panda, I love using my analogy, Po in the back. Kung Fu Panda 1 is probably his hardest thing for Po because like he's first having to train and learn all about Kung Fu. So level 1's hard. Then if you watch Kung Fu Panda 2, that's even harder because he has to deal with like trauma, family shit, everything. Then you get to film 3 and 4. It's kind of less hard. Like he finds out like his dad's alive and he has to fight all these Jade Warrior people. But like A's got a whole friends to do it. Now he's got the power of Chi and he becomes a master. Like Kung Fu Panda 3 is all about him mastering himself and then like getting the fucking going to the quantum spirit realm and meeting Uguay and being like, yo, here's the staff. 222 as I saw that. Here's the staff and take the staff and like you're now have mastered like kung fu because you've brought chi back to like all the pandas that's been lost for generations. So if that makes sense, like the more you go on the game of life and the more you level up, like the levels get harder but it gets less hard to complete them because you've already done things in the past in order to have the skill set in order to maneuver and move through what's happening. So that's really interesting. I think a lot of us are passing tests quicker than usual, which is amazing. And I know for myself, I've been moving through a lot of like lessons and things that I've had to repeat with more of a clear mind set around it. And I think a lot of us spiritual folk, especially feminines, but I think everyone really, if you've moved through like the spiritual kind of like realm, and I'm 23, but I'm infinite. I think a lot of us have moved through spiritual bypassing where use spirituality as like a thing to like numb yourself with or like move through actually sitting with your emotions and feeling them and actually like Jake Eisen talked about it in like a video I saw on Instagram of like you actually need to integrate it physically. So like the person you want to become, you can manifest it and idealize it in your brain, but if you're not like going to the gym or like putting the reps in, like it's just not gonna like actually manifest in real life. So I think a lot of us are now have gone through many deaths. I think I've gotten through like at least 3 deaths this year already. And when I mean deaths, I mean like in an ego way. I've had an ego death, but I think every time I die, it's like there's all parts of me dying. And I use the metaphor of like goddess Isis, where like when a Isis dies because her husband like gets killed, and like I don't know who I forgot who kills him. I don't think it's Horus. Who kills Isis? Seth, who is the Egyptian god of chaos and violence. So my guy Set kills fucking Orisis, dashes his like pieces of himself all over. Isis is like, I'm getting my man. She goes into the desert and she goes, saves her man. So it's given, she goes save her man, and it's like, okay, there's this analogy of like, she's going to pick up all these pieces and bring him back together. The same way that we have to do with our like souls or like ourselves, is like pieces we've neglected and we've like, that have been like ripped apart from us. We have to take initiative to go into the desert and go pick them pieces back up. And I know like I've met some of my pieces of myself in the last week where I've not sat with these pieces of myself for years. It's mad. It's years. And it can be quite daunting, but I did this thing where I sat with a part of myself, and at first it was kind of scary. Like, it felt really dark and scary, this part of myself. I don't know if you've ever seen the analogy of like a monk or like the Buddha, and the Buddha sits with himself, and all these like in his mind, all these demons are coming to him being like, whoa, trying to like force him into negative thinking. But because he's just like there, grounded, meeting all these parts with love, he realizes all these parts, all these demons are him. And because he's realizes it's him and he's met him with love, he kind of that love dissolves the darker parts of himself just into love. And like, once I sat with these darker parts of myself that felt scary, it wasn't actually that bad once I actually took the initiative, met it with love, literally opened my heart, surrender to that process. It was like, oh, it wasn't as like dark than I thought it was gonna be. And like the more time we can do that, the more time we're actually bringing these pieces back to ourselves that we've neglected. So I thought that was really interesting. I feel like that's really happening amongst the collective right now. Because everything I'm seeing of signs or talking to people, everyone's on the same energetic path, which is interesting. And I'm an Aries, so I've just literally turned 23, solar return. And yeah, it's like I've been feeling ecstatic but heavy, and like I've been grieving a lot of parts of myself, especially when you like, now we've exited out of the year of the snake, where the last year was really about shedding the last parts of yourselves that like don't work, or not work necessarily, but don't serve you or don't work for you. Like, now, as we have just finished the winter period of the final bits of like the full shed, and like everything's kind of waking up, defrosting from winter. It's probably we're just shaking off all of these like old things that we realize that aren't part of us anymore. And it's sad, because sometimes like you can be sad about not being the person you was before, or not doing the same things or acting out the same patterns as before, even though they were negative for you or it didn't serve you or whatever. You can still feel sad about that. I think what's really interesting, that like pain is, or sadness has so many different degrees to it, and it's so complex, because like a tattoo hurts, but like it's a nice thing you're getting because like you've now got this beautiful tattoo, right? So I guess it's like, sometimes I'm not saying that we have to suffer to be happy or feel pain. I think that is kind of not counterproductive, but it causes a society to keep having to like suffer to reap the rewards, kind of like how capitalism plays out, and how that's like echeloned in everyone's minds. Because we live, obviously, especially in the West, in a very capitalistic society, and because we live in capitalism, that's so enrooted within us, within our nervous systems. And like, if we are not productive, we don't have any value, and if we rest, we don't have any value, which is just really interesting. So my plea to everyone is, within this period of like spring and awakening to new earth, and realizing that rest is radical and is revolutionary and is so important to us, but also conversely, like, we're going through this thing of like spiritual bypassing is or bypassing your spirituality is now fucking cut off. I think that lesson for a lot of people is done. And like that will probably come up time and time again within the spiritual community, but I think collectively, I think everyone's outgrown that energy right now where like, okay, you can go to yoga, you can, preach Buddhism, preach all of this stuff, but there comes to a point where like I think everyone's realizing it can be quite hollow if like you're not grounding it within yourself and for the collective. If this makes any fucking sense. I don't know if this makes sense. So yeah, I think it's an interesting time for everyone because a lot of us are making strides in our individual healing. I know I am, but conversely, it's like, okay, why is this all happening? Like on such a fast scale. But then again, we are in the year of the horse, and the year of the horse and the fire energy is about like galloping into your highest potential, and everybody on earth is worthy of love and their highest potential, and you're meant to be here to be your most authentic self and be in a energy of abundance and realize that like you are infinite. You are literally infinite. You are a fractal source of the universe. Like you hold divinity within yourself, your heart, your cells, your DNA. Like it is encoded within you, and everyone has that part of themselves. And like life isn't perfect. You're not gonna get on with everyone. You're gonna like falter and fall, and like that is literally the law of polarity, where like it's gonna be giving like up and down, yin and yang, like all of that shit. Like it's so universal for everyone, but like remembering to be like, actually, well, whilst all that is happening and we're all up here, and this is more a message to myself as well, is like being patient with yourself, grounding yourself in reality right now, in the here and now, is important. Like you can be so hyper aware, so spiritually rich, receive all these insights from the universe and from God. We get it. Like you're a spiritual baddie. You're a spiritual baddie, guy, girl, they, them. Okay, slay. But baby, if you are not being in silence and taking one day at a time to really sit with them parts of yourself, sit with the things that you've neglected and gone, okay, that's stressful, but I'm gonna just spiritually bypass everything and just like lie in love and slay. Like it's just gonna bite you in the long run. And believe me, I've seen the bite marks, and the bite marks are not slay. So it's scary, but like actually like it's not as scary as it seems once you take 2 minutes a day. My therapist, he's a king. 2 minutes a day, sit with yourself in the morning, whatever. You can stretch, do a little dance, open your heart a little bit, journal, and then the energies, the demons, the darker parts of yourself that you're so kind of scared to look at, like just stare it in the face for however long and just see what comes up. It doesn't need to be long. Do 2 minutes. Then if you can move up to 3 minutes, then 5 minutes. You will feel so much lighter and ready to hop on your fucking horse, hashtag year of the horse, get on what you need to do, slay the fucking shit. And through your ascension, you're actually helping everyone around you. You're helping New Earth rise. You're helping just bring love into this fucking world and reality for all of us to realize that's what we're here for, rather than all the fucking bullshit that, yes, I guess we need to like fucking just move through the game of life. But that's the most important thing at the end of the day. Thank you guys for watching my little message of wanting to upload more on this channel. I'm coming back with my OG spiritual awakening video of what happened when I spiritually awakened. It's very deep. It's kind of it's a hard one for me to edit and upload, but I will, because it's raw and it's real, and we're in the authenticity bag. And more Matter and Mind episodes to come, along with more videos about just being a human being on this crazy place. Love, light, guidance. We out. Side.